subscribe to Fat and Broke.
Xin chào, what's up everybody? My name is Chris. We're in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. In this video today, we are going to talk about the cost of living / budgeting for the end of 2023 as we are slipping into that final quarter. We are in the final home run, everybody. If you had goals and things to do this year, you better get on it. That's neither here nor there though, if you know what I'm saying. So let's get into it. I've been here for about 4 years. I live in Saigon, as I said. Am I an expert on what the cost of living is and a budget? No. I'm going to give you, as a person like me, I like a nice apartment. So I want to stay in a Western style apartment. If you don't know what a Western style apartment means here, it's just like it sounds. It's got Western amenities compared to maybe less amenities that like a Vietnamese style apartment would have. Vietnamese style apartment's going to be much louder as well, etc., etc., etc. There's lots of things. I could go in all day about all this stuff. But your cost of rent, that's going to be all over the place. That's the hottest debated thing. There's definitely going to be somebody in here that's like, come live in District 9 for $250 a month, which yes, you totally can. Again, 45 to 2 hours away from the city, depending on traffic, like from where we're at now. I mean, if that's where you want to live, that's totally up to you, but that's exactly how you can get a place cheap. So we'll go with the bottom end of an apartment per month for something that's good and Western. I'll go with District 9 in Thu Duc City. Vin Homes, the new project there, which I think I've been seeing for like $150 to $250 a month, depending on what it is. Depending on from where you go from there, the closer you get. Saigon, District 1, the district we're in now, is the most centralized district in Saigon. So it's actually dead middle in the center, and it's the most, important hub, pretty much. They say there's other hubs everywhere, but essentially every hub is in District 1. Like realistically, like for, where big companies are, things like this, office buildings, financial, good place to live in, good restaurants, like all the higher end stuff. It's all kind of going to be here, So if you live around here, expect to pay, because there's zero inventory for District 1, anywhere from $550 all the way up to, whatever you want, $4,000, $5,000, depending on how big. If you want a penthouse with 2 floors, that's $5,000 at Golden River. That's where a lot of your inventory for a District 1 apartment is going to be. District 2, I think you can get anywhere from, at a Vietnamese apartment, $250 all the way up to, again, whatever, like $3,000, depending on if it's like a 2 or 3 bedroom, or, what I'm saying, whatever's in it, depending on all that stuff. So like how many bedrooms, what floor, view, balconies, etc., etc., etc. So that's going to be kind of the cost of living on an apartment. Let's go anywhere, really. I guess you could probably find a room. Realistically, you could probably find something for $75 a month, something crazy. Like just a room, maybe even 100. And we're talking all the way up, probably. If you're used to the finer things in life and want a nice apartment, not trying to downgrade, and actually want to upgrade, I don't understand the point of moving and downgrading, but to each their own. Again, I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just giving you information. I'd say $750 would be a pretty good number for a nice 1-bedroom, fully furnished apartment for yourself. I would think that's exactly where I would want to be, somewhere right around there, and you'll be all right. That's a realistic number for right now. Again, this is going to be depending on what you want and what you need. There's going to be a lot of. Actually, I have to stop saying I apologize for that. I don't know where came out instead of the ums and ahs, but it's been replaced, and I think it's worse. So I'll actively try not to say So we've covered that part. As far as inflation, I don't think anything's changed on that. I think it's like 3.5% to 4.5%, 5%. I'm sure Google might say something different, and I'm sure somebody will go on Google and be like, it's 5.2, 0.1%. But it's the same as I have reported pretty much all year. It just went up after COVID. In slight inclinations for things, like, you know, bond me, maybe that was 23K is 25K now, or maybe one that was 20 is 25K now, you know, etc. Something like that. 17K bond me maybe is now slid to a 20K, or a 30,000 before COVID's a 35K now, or a 33K. I know you can technically do the percentage on that and make it look crazy, but when it's relative to something that cheap, I'm not. As far as, you know, going out in nightlife, it can be pretty expensive. I think it's the most expensive it's ever been now. That's why I don't go out really. And plus, you know, not that I think age has a big number to do with it, but I partied here a lot for like, what, 3 years? I partied pretty hard for 3 years. I think I'm kind of just over it and done with the partying aspect. So for me, going out isn't as like a super critical, important activity as it once was. But if you're gonna go out and, you know, it's gonna be your first year here, you spend a lot of money. If you drank and stuff like that, you know, you could spend thousands of dollars US a month on partying. Again, if you don't drink, you can completely take all that out of the equation. So you could, however, if you don't drink, buy girls. I don't really know the exact cost like on that stuff. Well, I kind of do, but we go into that on Patreon. So reasons to be on the other platform. I try to give legit reasons why to like actually, you know, contribute and see me on another platform and invest more time into my products. But yeah, there's a lot of extra additional stuff like that on Patreon. But if you can manage to not drink, which arguably drinking isn't the greatest thing in the world, probably the best of choices aren't made when drinking. Money is wasted, etc. But if you can manage to, if you're not a drinker at all you've got your biggest expense is going to be rent. Really, that's going to be your biggest expense. Guys like to say, you know, girl and stuff too. That depends on you, man. We've done so many videos. The only reason we're doing this budget update is just because it's been requested a lot. So like, instead of answering each individual email or DM or whatever, just doing a video on it. I think the housing market has cooled down considerably from what they were trying to get. Golden River definitely had a cool off. I still look at it. Things are down back to kind of where they were, you know. I do think that Golden River is going to just that whole area is going to be the most expensive area once the subway first line is done, for sure. Nothing will ever touch that. That'll be from what I'm told and what I understand, and multiple people, that is the most expensive real estate in all of pretty much Vietnam, that Basan area there on the river, and always will be. So I think they'll just get more expensive. It's a great time to get an apartment, great time to move here. You know, we've got the 90-day visa now if you're thinking about it. I just talked to 2 guys from Thailand. Big shout out to the 2 guys in Thailand. Very nice to meet you and chat with you on the live stream, that are seriously, deeply considering Vietnam over Thailand for my videos, you know, a lot of my videos, and of course other YouTubers' videos, and coming here and experiencing for oneself. So the budget is not crazy, and if you're gonna get a girlfriend, which almost every guy should if you're gonna be moving here, more than likely, I came here with no intentions to get one. It definitely changed everything for me and my whole plan and like the whole channel and like everything. But I'm awfully glad. Like, even if we fight or even if I'm angry, I still, at the end of the day, I'm glad that I have my wife winning. Like, you know, it's not always going to be easy and stuff, but I'm super glad I'm married and with her than not. You know, so again, you can find a woman like that. It's up to you. We have so many other videos on that type of stuff, but depending on what kind of guy you are and if you're a simp or whatever you think, you know, I know guys that are really nice dudes and don't think like logically in their heads that they're simping and they justify every purchase. But if you're buying a bunch of expensive shit for a girl you've met right away, you're simping. That is the definition of simping, and the timeline is even within 6 months. If you're buying her a motorcycle, like at $5,000 or $4,000 something, If you're buying her something thousands and thousands of dollars within a 6-month period, there's red flags, guys. And you do it multiple times, you know, definitely some problems on the front there for that. But yeah, a girl shouldn't cost you that much more. You know, if you're going to be initially dating a girl, you might go halvesies. Definitely if you know a date, the first date's not going to be that great. There's no problem going halvesies. Here, don't do that shit. But like in America, no problem in going halvesies if you know the date ain't working. Like, do not pay for all that shit in America. But here, I'm going to say still, you can pay for every single encounter. Like your initial encounter. Don't be a cheap ass. It's so cheap here. It'd be weird to ask a girl to pay for half here. Like, it's just cheap. But yeah, definitely dating can be expensive, as I said, depending on what kind of guy you are. We talked about the drinking. I've beaten the drinking horse with such a hammer. Let's just realistically go. If you're a controlled drinker and you only drink a couple beers, sure, maybe 50 to 100 bucks a month. If you're just having a few beers on the week. If you go out and drink and control your shit and don't go to lady bars and do anything stupid, I mean, maybe $1,000 a month would be somewhere there. Lady bars and stuff like that, you're gonna be just shitting money and wasting money. I don't recommend it. Even if it is fun, looks cool, can be fun, you have a good experience every time, you're ultimately just wasting money. It's the same as like a strip club. So, you know, just try to, it's a one-time, a once a year or one time, or a very rare item. Don't try to make it a all the time item, you know. Speaking from previous experience, so I'm just telling you as a person that has. Why do you think I know a lot of this stuff? Of course, yeah, I've got buddies. You're hearing a lot of the stuff I talk to about married, like I said, is a conglomeration of a lot of people that I know, and their stories all wrapped into one. And then as far as clothing and all that, we've gone over that. H&M to me seems exactly the same. I could still walk into H&M and find a $300K t-shirt. Well, you will, unless you're a big fat guy like me. I weigh 108 kg right now, so I don't know. I don't even know pounds anymore because I don't do it. But whatever 108 kgs, it is a little difficult to find t-shirts. I can get everything else. Look at this lady boy just flexing hard. Aw, let her live her life, man. Why I gotta talk shit? That shit.
You hungry?
I'm hungry too. Come. The bacon shit's new. She's new. She's like a week new, this lady. She knows English too. She could definitely do a lot more than walk around. I think she's been to America actually, because she knows the like aggressive American way to bake, which you rarely see here. Very rarely see. But more than likely, Granny's been on a plane back over to California or somewhere. And definitely probably does a little lucrative business pushing here for an hour. Yeah, she's a pro lotto ticket. She's got her book with the numbers. So they're going to go over the numbers right now. She's going to show the numbers. Anyways, I am digressing, but clothing can be just as cheap as H&M. Food can be, you're not going to eat Vietnamese food every day. Whenever you see some like person that's like, can't believe that person lives there and doesn't eat that food every day. I don't know, whatever. You can figure that one out for yourself, but shouldn't be too expensive. If you don't go crazy and not trying to eat cheeseburgers 3 times a meal, you're going to be just fine. I could say 2 to 3 to 4 to 500 on food per month for a single guy. If you really like to eat just Western food and expensive shit, 500 to 1,000. You're talking food and sushi and like Korean barbecues and all this stuff all the time with like buddies and shit, which I did do. I went to Korean barbecue a lot with friends before and with Winnie. So I mean, you can take this all added up. Again, my channel isn't full of fancy graphics, and it should be, and shit flying around adding things up and telling you, but you can take the numbers that I've talked about, and I'm giving you realistic stuff, guys. Like, you're gonna see a lot of people on the internet making videos all over, I'm not just gonna say Vietnam, but Southeast Asia, where they're gonna paint you a really crazy cheap picture and everything's like, you know, A+, super cheap, super easy to do stuff here. If you watch my channel, I'm just realistically gonna give you exactly what really is gonna happen. So I think my assumption has still been the same since the last one of these we did. You know, bare minimum $1,200 a month. Should be doing at least $2,000 a month. And if you want to invest in the other things and you know, save for a future, you want to be making at least $3,000 a month, you know, having that per month made. So at the 3,000 point, you should be spending about 2,000 of that if you're going out okayly, not going crazy, and then taking that 1,000 and banking that in the investments, whether that be starting a YouTube channel, buying equipment, going traveling, starting TikToks, whatever, Instagrams, blah, 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 blah. If you get what I'm saying. Diversing it back into, this girl has a tramp stamp? No way, bro. I'm walking up there, I don't give a shit. I'm doing it. I'm walking right past it. I gotta get it, though. Get that angle. Oh, she's hiding it. Man. I'm trying to get it. And yeah, we cover girls clubbing. Clubbing's gonna be expensive too if you do bottle service, all that stuff. You can add that price up. That's pretty normal across the board. You know, I think a shitty bottle of vodka is gonna be $100, so you can start to base your numbers off that. You're definitely, if you do drink, you're gonna get fucked up your first 3 months. I don't know anybody that came out of here clean, like that was managed to like buckle down and not really hammer down some hardcore heavy partying their first while here. So I mean, I would highly recommend. So I'd highly recommend like that. You know, forgot what I was saying. Just getting that thumbnail, boys. I'm gonna walk over this way. Walked around one way about 900 times. So we did girls, we did rent, we did clothing, travel. You know, travel is gonna be, if you're gonna fly somewhere, most places you can fly around Vietnam for $100. Round trip might be around 200, 150, something like that. If you're gonna take a bus, it can be like 10, 20 bucks, so not nearly as bad. Taking the bus. So getting places can be pretty cheap. Every place has hostels, every major city. So you can stay somewhere $10 a night if you really need to. All the way, you know, up to like 15, 20 bucks a night. Regular like Vietnamese hotels, so you can factor all that. So that's the updated price guide. A little bit lengthy video. I like to go over stuff, but I gave you realistic prices. Like I said, bare minimum I'd want to be around 1,200. Sitting all right, I'd want to be at 2,000. Sitting perfect, 3 grand. Like none of these numbers have really changed in. None of these numbers have changed in 6 months since we did the last one, ish. That's Korean, guys. That's why we like walking around a box. They're being loud with everybody. It would be fun. Live streaming, sure. Okay, I think that's the video. I don't think I have anything more to add. If you want additional stuff, you know, if you really are going to move here and you really need to ask me questions and stuff, get at me on Patreon. I am even slow to respond on there just because I suck at that stuff, but I do reply on there. So almost anything else I don't reply on. So if you have questions and stuff like that, and if you do just want to see a bunch of additional content, patreon.com/fatandbroke's going to have all that. If you want to watch me live stream, that's over at kick.com/fatandbroke. Either of these things I appreciate. You can subscribe to me or follow me for free on Kick. Eventually we're going to turn off the live stream on YouTube, so if you do want to watch live streaming, it's going to be the only place. I'm talking like really soon, probably within the next month, because I have no reason to dual stream onto YouTube anymore. Really, we've kind of phased out people giving super chats on there and stuff, and having them just by subs on Kick or just donating through PayPal. So pretty soon it'll just be gone, and we'll just have the YouTube channel as just the Vietnam YouTube channel pretty much, and YouTube stuff, and all live streaming will be at kick.com. All right guys, thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Peace out.